Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your life. Now go out there and take it.
What an incredible Cinderella story, this unknown.
Oh, he got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here.
Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk, where we go back into the archives and hear some of our special guests you may have missed the first time around. We'll be back with the Best of Tailgate Talk after this. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at Applebee's.com and pick your meal up with Carside to Go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320. While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. The Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship has been set up to honor the legacy of Bama Zach Green, a huge fan of the Crimson Tide, along with Limestone County sports. The scholarship will go each year to a male and female athlete from Limestone County. Checks should be made out to Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship and can be sent in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613. Donations can also be made in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. Thank you for showing your support for local athletes by giving to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. Applebee's Tailgate Talk wants to recognize our local athletes, and you can help. Go to tailgatetalk.net throughout the school year to vote for the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. The winner receives a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from that shirt printing place. Submit your own nominations for future polls, too. While you're there, check out the Tailgate Talk archives and see what you might have missed. That's the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Cast your vote today from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Tailgate Talk. Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk. We've got some more fun conversations to revisit this week. First of all, we'll hear a talk with former Alabama linebacker Conley Duncan, who also brought in a special guest of his own, former Athens wide receiver and current wide receivers coach at Bethel University, Justin Brown. After that, we'll feature a visit from ESPN and AL.com reporter Lauren Sisler. Then we'll bring back former New York Yankees and Chicago White Sox first baseman and the first designated hitter in Major League history, Ron Blomberg. We wrap things up with our third conversation with mental game coach Shayne McGowan. Before we get into everything, we'd like to congratulate this week's Howl with a Havoc winners, Kim McAfee, Martin Anderson, Amanda Parker, and Kevin Ford. They each pick up tickets to see the Huntsville Havoc in action this season. You can enter your name for your chance to win at tailgatetalk.net. Don't forget to enter your nominations for the Athlete of the Week polls and keep updated during the week on our Facebook page. Just do a search for Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Go to tailgatetalk.net and you can catch up on some of our other special guests as well as get a heads up on who's coming up in the future. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands, Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter. From their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens. 256-566-5298.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Check out the WKAC sports page. Go to WKAC1080.com and click on the WKAC sports icon. You can listen to the current sports stream as well as game archives, past coaches shows, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk on demand. If you're on your smartphone, you can stay automatically updated as new items are posted. The WKAC sports page. Another reason why your best source for Limestone County sports is WKAC1080.com and 1080 WKAC. Welcome back to the Best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Former Alabama linebacker Conley Duncan. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great today. Great.
Hey, we asked you we got a picture of you on our Tailgate Talk Facebook page, and we said, man, how old's that picture? And you said back about 45 years ago?
1975, I think. I was probably a senior on my way out because Coach Bryant wouldn't have let me have that long hair.
Coach wouldn't let you have that.
Oh, no, you won't play for him. You had to have a little clean cut shut.
And speaking of that, I read a little story a while back about you getting in trouble and your dad having to get called in. Y'all got called in the office.
Yeah,
share that with us. If you want to whatever extent you can or are willing.
Yeah, you probably got called once or twice for that on that couch.
Yeah,
but for Dad to get called in with you, that's pretty bad, right?
It was. A little bit too many parties going on and too much stuff at parties, and I don't know how I got involved with that, but there was a lot of people
pressure,
there.
Man, it was peer pressure.
There was a lot of people there, but I guess, unfortunately, to be called out by Coach Bryant here there was about 7 or 8 of us out of, like I said, 500. And I thought I was going down to talk to Coach Bryant going into my senior year and, about leadership, and invited my dad, and I said, that's great. So we sat down there, and, of course, the couch. You've heard the couch story. You're sitting down there, and you're looking way up, at a mountain of a man and Coach Bryant. But it was not a good, favorable, or positive visit. As a result of that here, instead of being on the first-team defense going on into the fall, we called them HH for headhunters. That's what our defense was called. He put me down in the freshman group.
Oh, wow. I saw that. Yeah, like you were holding the tackle dummies and stuff.
Yeah, and we were not doing a very good drill, and we were doing a gauntlet drill, and me and Leroy Cook happened to have a very poor start that day, and it happened to be Alumni Day, so we had a lot of Alabama alumni coming in to watch our scrimmage and our practice. And he took that bullhorn off that tower, and he called my name out, and Leroy Cook, which was an all-American.
Oh, yeah, I remember Leroy Cook, yeah.
And he stopped practice in there, and he just let us, gave us a riot act here right on that in front of everybody.
Wow.
Made us take our red jerseys off and made us put orange jerseys on, and they kicked our butts down there to the opposite end zone where we held dummies for, I don't know, way too long for the freshman team to do against us. But he eventually called us back up and let us do a scrimmage. Probably had one of our best scrimmages we ever had.
Yeah, but imagine it for that.
It's a little scary moment. You don't like to be called on the carpet or sit on the couch, as people would say. But it's just one of many.
Oh, yeah.
One of many. I'm a 70s child, so.
Well, there you go. That's a great point. I didn't look at that from that aspect, but yep.
But
a lot of good Southern rock and roll going on, good music as it is still today.
Yeah. I remember when Richard Todd come to Greenbrier the other night, and we tried to get you to tell some Richard Todd, and you said, "Nah, I better not tell. I better not tell all them stories with Richard. All them stories."
Well, we met outside before. We set some ground rules.
So we better not tell all them stories.
I got your back. You got my back. Because you tell a story on me, I've got one just to match on you.
Got one on you.
So that's a good pack to have there.
Yeah,
both y'all out of trouble.
But I mean, just like those days and playing for Coach Bryant, that's just some of them glory days, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was. We had a very significant run there in the 70s. We won 5 straight SEC championships, which is still the record today of any team in the SEC on consecutive SEC championships. So we had a lot of overachievers. We had some great players, as you know, Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, and I was just fixing to ask you about that because in the moment, Jeff Rutledge was on that team, Tony Nathan. I mean, just all the different. I'm thinking some of the offense, but
Bob Bumhauer.
Yeah, Bob Bumhauer. You play with. I mean, in the moment, you're not really thinking about, wow, man, these guys and myself and you included are killing it. Or are you? I mean, do you realize at that moment that y'all are special as now and through the years have perceived it to be?
Well, we didn't really think that at the time. I mean, we were young, and you come out of high school and everybody's telling you how good you are, and you got a lot of publicity. But you go down to Tuscaloosa and you realize, you're just one of many.
Yeah.
And I know that the first day I went to practice in here, they had my name behind some guy named Woodrow Lowe. I didn't know who Woodrow Lowe was.
From Phoenix City. Who's that guy?
Where is Phoenix City? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it didn't take me but about 30 minutes of watching him play to realize that.
He knew who he was.
What position is he in? He's in the same position as I am. So I said, well, maybe I'll go back to running back, fullback. I was a fullback, too.
And I was going to ask you about that. Like, so coming in, did Coach Bryant specifically say, hey, you're going to be on defense, or recruit you for defense, or hey, did he leave it up in the air to like, hey, we'll see where you fit in?
We really didn't ever talk about a specific position, because a lot of kids that they signed back then in those days here played two different positions. Yeah. And we played both ways, but not started both ways. And so we really didn't know. And in our year, my year was the first year that freshmen were eligible to play varsity.
Oh, wow.
And it's not like it is today where they all just come in at one time. We actually had a freshman practice for about 45 minutes before the varsity even came out.
Really?
And so Coach Griska was our coach, and so we got after it pretty good for 45 minutes to an hour. Then the varsity came out, and they beat us up for about 2 hours, and then they would all go to the house and watch film and training room and weight room and so forth, and then Coach Griskus would take our freshman team back out, and we'd have another 45-minute practice.
Wow.
So only after they got on the field and they saw some drill work and so forth that a couple of players on our freshman team, Woodrow being one of them, Greg Montgomery being another one, that they moved them up to varsity practice. And so we only lost about 2 or 3 players off my freshman team that actually played varsity. It's not like it is now where they all just in there together. But no, we were all athletes first. We all had multiple positions that we played. I started off as a fullback in freshman. And then I tore my Achilles tendons or strained it, so it had to go in a boot here for about 2 or 3 weeks. And when I came out, I couldn't get in a 3-point stance. So Coach Dodger said, well, get over there and we'll just play you on defense.
Well, I mean,
and really, I said, great.
Would you rather not hit than be hit?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I was looking at the roster and I said, okay, we're playing one fullback and there's 3 linebacker positions out there. I said, I'm going to stay right where I am. And, of course, I watched Woodrow Lowe play my whole freshman year, and he was just phenomenal. And then sophomore year, came back and contributed primarily on special teams, on every special teams, and got a chance to play in the game, but we were like 40-something to nothing ahead. So they put some of us younger ones. Yeah, they put us some younger ones in there.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933. Or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC. We continue with our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
You were there 73 to 75, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were recruiting 73. Were there restrictions at that time on recruiting, the number? At some point.
No, they didn't have recruiting number back then. Coach Bryant used to.
Okay,
just recruit 100.
Whoever,
he could pack up pretty much who he could want to back then.
Well, he did. Our limit was 40. Our limit was 40 scholarships.
Okay.
So they did have 40. Okay,
that's what I was asking. I did along that time,
okay.
And that's why I was asking. So.
Yeah, they took a lot of walk-ons now. There's Alan Pizzatola that played strong safety, was an all-SEC strong safety. He was from Birmingham.
Walk-on.
He was a walk-on, and eventually he was a scholarship player. But now there were some limits on that, and recruiting, we didn't really know. I mean, I ate a lot of clam chowder up here at the Shangri-La restaurant in Decatur because my mama was from New Orleans, and Coach Bryant knew that we were fond of seafood, so we would go out to eat a lot at that restaurant. But now when he offered us, I'm going.
You going to Alabama?
But I did enjoy my visit at the LSU. That was probably my second favorite visit that I did, and I kind of got excited about it and came home and told my mom that I was really excited about LSU, and she said, "Son, if that's the place that you want to go, feel free to go, but don't think you can come home."
I hear you. Mama talks. I'm glad Mama.
Well, I didn't like it that much, Mama.
You didn't like it that much, Mama.
No, I didn't. I can always bring up seafood or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like Bucky Berry's story too. You know, his mama told him he was going to Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Coach Bryant, I think, actually got to their house before he got home, and she already had the news.
She already had the news.
Yeah.
Son, you're going to Alabama. She just told him.
Yeah.
So after your football career and everything, tell us what you got into and what you've been doing the last several years.
Well, I after I graduated from Alabama, I went out to San Francisco 49ers for a little while and had some good but mostly bad experiences there, and then I went up to Canada and played for a little bit up in Canada. But then I came back and I decided to get into business, and I spent about 23 years as the director of sales for a company called Cybex. We were in equipment manufacturing, fitness, wellness, and we had a division that were in the medical field.
It was a big
company.
Big company.
Yeah. About $100 million company, which is not huge, but it was big in that industry. But that allowed me to get into more of the medical side, the rehabilitation side, physical therapy, athletic trainers. And so I dealt with a lot of NFL strength coaches and athletic trainers and orthopedics and things of that nature. So I spent 23 years traveling around the country here with them, and did real well, just enjoyed myself. And then decided I have 5 kids, and most of my kids were going through school, and I would talk to them at some Marriott because I traveled all the time, and I decided that that's not what I really wanted to do anymore. So I started my own little company called Major Sports Training, and it allowed me to do some individualized training, speed work primarily, with a lot of high school athletes from various sports. And at the time, there's not a lot of speed coaches. I think I might be the very first speed coach actually in North Alabama. So I knocked on a lot of doors and coaches and so forth, and got a lot of the same answers. You can't coach speed.
Wrong.
Well, you can. It's just like shooting a three-pointer.
Technique and footwork and so many things involved.
I really learned a lot about the mechanics of speed and agility, technique, mechanics, and things of that nature. So it really helped me kind of set me out apart. And trial and error and had some success and had a little bit more success. And so I'm still doing that now.
That's awesome. Can you name some of the guys maybe that's went on and played that you can mention?
Well, yeah, there's Gerard Powers, which is a local guy in here, and I had a lot of Rolando McClain.
Yeah, we've heard that guy too
from Alabama, and
Townsend.
Chad Townsend is one of my guys here. I love the guy. And then of course I had Rob Ezel here in Athens, and Alfred McCullough, and a bunch of local guys that have gone on to play and. Now have gone on into the NFL and had an NFL career, and now they're all retired and have kids, and now I'm trying to work on their kids. Yeah. So I've been very successful with, or fortunate, I should say, about working with some high-profile athletes. Yeah. But the real thrill I get is to work with some kids that, haven't made the team in a year or two. Yeah. Made the team, but they're way down on the depth chart, is trying to improve their overall athletic ability. Give them some confidence and some self-esteem. Just because you're 5'8", 5'9", doesn't mean that you can't participate and can't contribute.
Yeah.
And so the real value that I've found in this field that I'm in now is the ability to really work with a lot of young athletes, young kids, both girls and boys, and try to give them a little competitive edge that they can participate. Sports are so good. Not just about winning on Friday nights or Saturday or things of that nature, but to build confidence in themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And learn the camaraderie and the discipline and all those old corny terms that are still good today.
They're still good today, man.
And character and on and off the field. So that's the real value, and I'm still doing that. I'm not doing it as much as I have been. I've got 9 grandkids now, so
wow! Well, they're giving you speed and agility by running you around.
I find out that's where most of my workouts are, is just chasing after those guys. Plus, I got 4 dogs too, so that keeps me busy.
But and what you're doing too goes across all sports. That's what's cool about it. Speed. You need speed in every, maybe not golf, but you know what I mean. But team sports, absolutely. So that's cool. But, 9 grandchildren. Wow.
Well, y'all were talking so early. Clay does such a good job here of promoting the Huntsville Havoc, I had fire pit set up for tonight. I was going to enjoy that, but he's kind of encouraged me now to get out and go to the Havoc place. There's such a good quality, and you guys do a great job of promoting that and letting people promote there. There's so many good things to do.
But you're talking about, and Alabama's what you're talking about, speed and agility. Scott Cochran's done a great job at Alabama for 13 years, but a lot of his stuff has been strength. Mm-hmm. And now Alabama's went up to, you wouldn't think of Indiana as going up place, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on these guys ever since Alabama hired them. But David Ballou and Dr. Matt Rhea, who Coach Saban's hired from Indiana, they're building this new sports science facility, which I hope you get a chance to go tour it when they get it built. And Dr. Matt Rhea is big on speed and agility. And I've been watching a lot of videos on him, and I really think, if Henry Ruggs had another year at Alabama, could you imagine Dr. Ray trying to knock off some more time on him when he's already running a 4.27?
I can't imagine that. I think it's possible, but when I worked the NFL scouting combine up in Indianapolis and New Orleans and Phoenix and Tampa. For 23 years, and I think it was a milestone when we had a guy that ran, in under sub 4.5, a 4.48, 4.49.
Yeah, back in the day, if you were a 4.4 guy, you were like
exactly. Now 4.27, and he was mad about running 47 time.
That goes back to all the technology and other things, and people like you that have come along and worked with these athletes. That have made those differences in speed, strength, and everything.
Well, you have to work on the total package in here. Strength is an important part, but development of power. Most of these sports here that we're in is a power sport, And so, there's a difference between strength training and power training. And so I try to give the kids a lot of understanding about when they're in the weight room, which is an important part of their overall plan of playing sports, is, what are you doing and why are you doing it and what's the outcome that you want? And it's different when you're working on strength as opposed to trying to develop power. And so you understand that, and these kids are going to have to go out and make decisions on their own, whether or not they're going to lift on their own or do so, or especially in their nutrition part. You've got to teach them about what's the good part about being into sports is that, what you put into your body here is really, really important. And in today's, you can't keep kids from driving through, a fast food items and getting a double Whopper and large French fries, which may not be the most best nutrition plan for them.
Not on the nutrition plan.
So,
let me ask you, and this is, you can scold me to the end of the earth on this if you want. I'm open.
I promise you I won't.
But you can if you want to.
I might say something, but I might.
So I have this, I've had this weird theory for years. Not just on college, pro level, high school level, even now.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these ACLs and knee injuries and joint injuries in general.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the heavy lifting, with all the powerlifting these kids are doing, people are doing, and athletes in the NFL or whatever, at some point can it be too much on the joints, and that's why as you're just walking onto a football field, you blow an ACL? I mean, a lot of them are non-contact injuries, and and obviously when you look at them, they're a freak of nature physically.
Well, you're absolutely right. The ACL is about the number one injury that you see mostly in athletics today, young athletics. And, of course, you're dealing with a 13 or 14-year-old kid or a 15, 16-year-old. Their body is still developing. Yeah. And so, there's a certain amount of work that you should really supervise before you turn a lot of these kids off, and they're not. They go and they see Jimmy Ray over here lifting 200 pounds, and they want to lift 200 pounds. But I think ultimately what you're saying is that, or what I would tell you is that you really need to be a balanced athlete. Every muscle in your body here has to work against another to work against a different muscle, like your leg extensions, your quadriceps. Well, you got to develop your hamstrings, and we're in a mindset where everything is all front end loaded. What do you see when you go into the room? What you're looking for? You're looking, or I should say, Bam and Zach. Zach wants to build those beach muscles, all that front end, the chest, the bicep, the quadriceps. Well, you said something earlier is that most people work the front side, but very few spend enough time on the back side in here so that you work a balance. As an example, 80% of most of your anterior cruciate ligaments occur in a non-contact sport. And that generally tells you that your quadriceps are overpowering your hamstring. So you put your foot in the ground to make a plant. The quads are so strong, it just pushes that quad right out, or that knee joint right out, and you have some injuries there. So you really strive for balance. I've spent a lot of time on the backside. Hamstrings are my favorite muscle group to work because
hamstrings. We hear that all the time.
That you do, and so I think you're really looking at it more of a balance, and that's why you're seeing good strength coaches here, even in the high school level, and especially in the pros and in the college areas, is that they take more of a approach of becoming balanced versus just focusing on one aspect of the body, which is a traditional lift of a back squat or a power cleans or things of that nature. So, the balance is the key, and the ability to have flexibility.
Yes,
very few kids.
They don't work on flexibility.
No, they don't work. They don't work enough on flexibility.
And listen, I'm telling you, for those that are just driving down the road, listening to this on the radio or app or whatever,
which are thousands.
Thousands, hundreds into the thousands,
billions.
But go back on this YouTube video, and I want them to listen. But you look like you can still walk on the field and play today. So, I mean,
I could do a kickoff, I think.
Knock somebody out.
So you're not just, these aren't things you're just saying. You're living it. So,
I do. And I work with it every day. Like I'll leave here and I have a small group of kids coming in from out of town this afternoon, coming to Decatur, and we're going to work on combine drills. Nice. Combines are a big thing now in high schools to get it noticed, to get exposure in here and learn and get better and show, where you are. And so, we'll be doing that. And a lot of it is technique and mechanics, and body type and balance and things of that nature. So
going back to your playing days, if y'all have had these same tools, can you imagine how much even better y'all possibly could have been?
Yeah, we would have been better. Kids today are bigger, stronger, and faster.
Absolutely.
And, may not be as tough as we were back then. But,
you just think you talking about you and Woody Lowe. There wasn't no Orlando McLean's, those type linebackers. No. There were you and Woody Lowe. There wasn't Orlando and Dante Hightowers and those type
and
guys.
We were small for linebackers back in that time.
Exactly.
I mean, we were 6 foot, 6'1", about 220 and 215, and that's where we were. And then you got away from that, and you developed the big Rolando McLean's, the 6'4", 6'3",
but like you said,
250s.
Too, a lot of y'all are out there playing with broken thumbs, fingers, whatever, and not coming off the field where the new age athletes kind of like, I've got a pinky strain, and so I'm going to be out a couple of weeks. And not being ugly. It's just you see it on the ticker all the time.
Yeah.
I've broken every one of my fingers, this thumb twice and this thumb 3 times. Now, it's not all playing on the football field, but it's been playing in playgrounds and everything else. Yeah. But, we had the mindset from our athletic trainers here of they'd tell you the war stories in here. Well, the worst injury I ever had was a hyperextension of an elbow. And my own player hit me, and my arm just turned completely black and blue. Wow. And I walk into the training room like I'm supposed to, and Coach Goostree says, "What are you doing in here?"
Coach Goose.
And I showed him my arm, and it's all black and blue from the wrist to the shoulder. He said, "Well, put some ice on it."
Put some ice. That's what
walk it on.
Put some ice on it.
If you're a little dizzy, here's the smelling salt, but get back out there, man.
Those are all true stories. I go back the second day, and they say, "Well, Leroy Jordan had the same injury, and he was only in here one day. What are you doing back today?"
If that's good enough for Leroy, it's good enough for you.
Yeah. And after the third day, though, I go back there, and Coach Goostree, which is a Hall of Fame athletic trainer, he'd turn and look at me. He said, "Well, they just don't make them as tough as they used to."
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Go back there and put some ice on them. They had me strapped up for Saturday. I played Saturday with a big old hook on my arm like that.
But you played.
I played. I played. Absolutely.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320.
Davis & Cole LLP in Athens has served the area assisting individuals and businesses with bookkeeping, tax preparation and filing, and routine accounting. Davis & Cole LLP, located at 105 South Marion Street, open weekdays 9 to 5. Call 256-232-9994. Davis & Cole LLP.
If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. The Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship has been set up to honor the legacy of Bama Zach Green, a huge fan of the Crimson Tide, along with Limestone County sports. The scholarship will go each year to a male and female athlete from Limestone County. Checks should be made out to Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship and can be sent in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613. Donations can also be made in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. Thank you for showing your support for local athletes by giving to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc Podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com. Listen this basketball season as WKAC brings you action from the Athens High Golden Eagles. Join us for play-by-exciting play of varsity girls and boys games on our sports stream at WKAC1080.com. Tune in to WKAC and hear the replay each Saturday at noon, and then check it out on our website on demand. Athens High Golden Eagles basketball this season online at WKAC1080.com and on the air at 1080 WKAC. We continue with our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Well, now we've got a guy hanging around the perimeter here. Do we need to bring him in?
Well, this is one of my prize athletes right here, Justin Brown, one of the former wide receivers, state championships from Athens High School. He's now a coach.
Hey, bud.
Now a coach. Hey. Probably one of my fastest athletes I've ever worked with right here.
Yeah, hand him that headset there.
Oh, you're going to talk too?
We're going to make a celebrity out of you, man.
You're good to look at. I don't know how good you sound. Welcome, Justin Brown, back home.
So you played at Athens. Okay, that's right. And you were trained by this guy.
Yes, sir.
So how was it?
05.
05. So how was it like being trained by him?
Man, it was great. You know, I tell guys all the time, you know, just working with Coach Duncan as a player and then going on to helping him coach while I was in college, and now I'm coaching college. I'm still doing the same stuff that he taught me back in 05.
That's great.
You know, and
that's awesome.
And he was you know, above his time. You know, you didn't see a lot of guys really doing the speed and agility. It's like you were just talking about everybody. It's like, hey, let's go in the weight room and squat 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And, you know, we come over there and we're working on flexibility, working on explosiveness. You know, I would go over there on a Wednesday during the season and get on a Vertimax machine and do squats with a resistance band, and then he would stretch me.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, you believed in it, you wouldn't have done it,
yes,
but
sir.
in the back of your mind, did you ever think, man, this dude is crazy. This ain't going to help me.
I saw it.
You saw the results.
I saw the results.
Yeah.
We just add another set if you said something like that.
There you go.
I'll make him think of it. So where are you coaching at now?
I'm the wide receiver coach and special team coordinator at Bethel University in McKenzie, Tennessee.
All right. Yes, sir. That's awesome.
Great ambassador for the college and his career and his field that he's in, and a great ambassador for Athens. This is one of the, not only a great athlete in here, but he, off the field is just phenomenal.
So 2005. So you.
It was Coach Creasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coach Creasy.
And I'm trying to think, who's your quarterback?
Robbie Zell.
Rob, okay.
So you played with Rob, okay.
Alfred McCullough. Carlos Jones.
So did you have Rob at the same time?
Yes,
okay,
y'all. I had their whole team at Athens.
Oh, wow.
We the contract with Coach Creasy where I went in during the summertime, which was unique because most of them, they did their own conditioning here. So I brought a little bit different here of agility and speed.
That says a lot about what he thought about you and what you were doing. I mean, honestly. So
well, he bought into it, and after you buy into it, then you have to have results. And Justin ran a 7-flat 40 when I first got him.
7 flat.
I don't believe that.
So how much time did you cut off him?
Well, maybe that was 100. I don't know. I'm not saying 40. Now he was a sub 4.4 guy. One of the fastest guys around at that time, and now. He says he still is that fast.
I walked a player down in practice last spring. You always got to. Your player's always going to try you.
They're going to try you.
They're going to try you.
Yeah.
We were in 7-on-7, and one of my former receivers that moved over to DB. You know how those defensive guys are. They're here to call and they'll play the play.
Yeah.
They want to look good. And so we had a trips concept running 4 verticals. And he saw it, and he baited that young quarterback, and he picked it off, and he took off across the field. And nobody on offense chased the ball. So I was sitting on the opposite hash, on the right hash, and he's going down the sideline. I just looked. I got pissed, and I took off. I walked him, and I tapped him on his leg, and all the players was like, dang, he just got walked down by a coach.
That is awesome. That is a great story. But you're right. You got to let them know.
You got to let them know.
Yeah, you can't let them go. So,
well, now, we all know how parents can get during the game. Mm-hmm. Do you have run-ins with parents?
Well, I'll go first. I encourage parents to be involved, just don't be verbally involved. You can pull up to the field and watch them all you want to, but don't teach and don't coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why you have them.
That's why.
And so I encourage them because they pick up things because I want them to reinforce the mechanics and the information. I mean, we talk about not really getting 100% better. We talk about each kid here trying to get 1% better at everything that you do. And that's from your flexibility.
What'd you say, Coach?
1% better every day. So my receivers that Thursday after spring ball, and that's something, he preached to us every day. Hey, we're not trying to get, we ain't trying to build Rome in a day.
Let me ask you this, since Tim kind of brought that up along those same lines about the parent involvement. Have you, either one of y'all, ever had a parent go, look, I don't see any improvement, or, hey, my kid, college level, my kid ain't playing enough?
Well, at the high school level, you saw more of it. Yeah. Parents are going to be involved more in the program.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we see it. I see that.
Now, both of the universities I've worked at, I coached in the Division II level, and now I'm at an NAIA level, which is pretty much hand in hand with Division II.
Yeah.
So the way our systems are built, as soon as the game is over, everybody's on the field. So what I've learned to do, that first game, I kind of got caught in the granddads and aunties and uncles, so I kind of figured out a way to get around because at the college level, what you tell your kids is, hey, your parents didn't sign the scholarship.
That's
you
right.
did. So if you have a problem with playing time or you have a problem with how, let's talk man to man. And that's why we.
That's what I've always told my nephews. If you've got a problem with it, you go straight to the head coach and just what can I do?
Coach.
What can I do to get better or to get on the field?
And I think in my perspective, where I'm dealing more with the high school kids and not softball girls, volleyball girls, basketball, you name it. Parents need to be a little patient because you can't turn a kid into running a 6-flat into a 4.7 overnight. So you look for increment improvements a little bit along the way. And there's so many other things that you can benefit that young athlete with other than just being better athletically. Understanding about the importance of nutrition, as we talked about, understanding about flexibility, those type of things, understanding about being a good leader on and off the field. Those are the messages that you can leave with a lot of young kids that may not ever be good enough to play at the next level. Very few of them are. But those are the kids that are going to reach a milestone on their part that they're going to feel better about themselves. Yeah. They're going to go from 4th string to maybe 2nd string and participate and improve. if you're just patient. But we're in a society now where everything is overnight.
Everybody wants it now.
I want to run a 4.3 next week. Well, in order to run a 4.3, we got to go down to 30 yards instead of 40 yards.
Yeah, there you go.
But the core work, the ab work, all that goes into building a better athlete. Working on your foundation, working
That's
on
where
your
it starts.
flexibility. It really is. And so, I've had very few parents that have come to me and said, "I'm going to take my kid out of there because he's just not getting what he needs." There's always something that the kid is going to really learn. Whether or not it's going to run faster and better mechanics and technique in time, they will. But if you don't stop and really teach the kids at an early age, and you just reinforcing poor technique over and over again. So mine is really not a conditioning class, although I've done conditioning for certain coaches in certain schools. Mine is more about a teaching aspect of it, so that you slow down. It's the quality of the repetitions, not the quantity of repetitions. And high school coaches have a tough time with that. They got 60, 70 kids out there, and they've got an hour to get everything done. So it depends. You just run. Well, if you don't have an ability to stop and really educate and teach those kids the proper way to do it, how to, and let them walk through, and then and a little faster and a little faster and a little faster, then you will get better. But it just takes some time.
Well, it obviously works. We got success right here next to us.
That's right. Well, Conley, we could talk all day, brother, but we're going to have to take some break. I know.
I can talk.
We will definitely have you back, brother. We will definitely get you back. But we appreciate you, and we appreciate Justin joining us, too. So
thank you. Bama Zach.
Thank you, brother.
Man, Coach, thank you very much. Thank you again,
we've had
man.
Conley Duncan, Coach Justin Brown, we appreciate you, and we'll have you back some other time. We're going to take us a break. We'll be right back to listen.
WKAC.
Tailgate Talk on WKAC.
That's right. Easy.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks, licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk this Saturday morning at 10 on WKAC Radio as we announce the winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc and Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Lauren Sisler from ESPN, SEC Network, and AL.com. Lauren, thank you for joining us once again.
Hey, so great to join you guys today.
Tell a story about your parents.
Yeah, so, that's kind of a big part of my journey and my story into broadcasting. And so part of that was sort of a, I guess part of my journey was because of what happened when I was in college with both of my parents. And it was sort of that evaluation and that sort of realization that I needed to change course and change direction. As I mentioned, I grew up, I was a gymnast my whole life. I was very dedicated to the sport. Both of my parents were very involved with my athletics as well as my brothers. Our biggest cheerleaders, and they always just said, let's focus on your gymnastics and your school, and we're going to take care of the rest. And, really they were just kind of a big part of my life and my brother's life. And, just super supportive family. And, I definitely, when I was able to achieve that college scholarship, when I was able to sign my letter of intent to go compete for Rutgers, it was a proud day and a proud moment for myself, but also for my parents, and, just a lot of excitement surrounding that. And so, of course, I go off to college, and, everything seemed normal. I had a close relationship with my parents. I spent most of the time, I always talked to them. I called them up, but not a day went by that I didn't communicate with my parents, even when I was 8 hours away at Rutgers. And, I picked up the phone every day like I always do. I was about to actually go to bed and talk to my parents for a few minutes, and I remember hanging up the phone with the I love yous, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. And so, I fell asleep, and next thing I wake up about 3 a.m., I look at the clock to a phone call from the caller ID said home, and it was my dad. And, he basically delivered the news that you never want to hear. He said, Lauren, your mom died. I need you to get on the next plane you can. I'll be at the airport to pick you up. And, what was difficult about it was that he had no explanation. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, what could potentially be going wrong? I don't understand. Like, mom certainly wasn't out driving. It's not a car accident. What happened? And he just said he couldn't explain it, and he would, we'd talk more when I got home. And so I got on that plane, and I got home to my, to Roanoke, Virginia. That's where I flew into, and I remember running outside looking for my dad, and he was nowhere to be found, and instead it was my uncle and my cousin who were there to pick me up. And in that moment, I'm thinking, okay, my dad's probably just taking care of things. Everything's going to be okay. And then my uncle, unfortunately, had to deliver the news to me that my father, too, had passed away. And, it's just news that you just never expect to hear. I mean, obviously, there's always that thought in the back of your head, something happens to one of your parents, but you always expect the other one to be there. And I think that was the hardest part for me, is just not having that support and not understanding ultimately what happened. But, we would later learn, months later, after autopsy reports were conducted and the toxicology reports, that both my parents had overdosed from prescription drugs that they had been prescribed from their pain management doctor. And so they had been going to a pain management doctor for chronic pain, both of them, experiencing chronic pain in different facets, and basically they had become reliant on that prescription medication to help them get through their day-to-day routine and to help them to function and to feel somewhat good. And unfortunately, they began abusing that medication because it's highly addictive. And unfortunately, that's sort of what kind of led them down that dark path to a very tragic ending.
Now, did this doctor not have any kind of clue what was going on?
Well, and I think that's the one question we as a family have asked ourselves, and really, would love to ask the doctor. I think this happened back in 2003, and so pain management was very new. It was kind of a new way of treatment, and my mom had just had a couple surgeries, neck fusions, and so she was recommended to this place by someone she talked to, and so she started going to this doctor, and then my dad. And I think that the hardest part, and this is what I explain to people, is that I think that we as a society have a perception of what we think a drug addict looks like.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't look like what society draws up as a drug addict. My mom obviously ended up on partial disability, but she was still very active in the community, such a big part of the community, woke up every day with a smile on her face. My dad went to work every day. He was a biomedical engineer at the VA Medical Center in Salem, Virginia, and really just seemingly two very normal people that were so full of love and full of life and, for the most part, full of energy and seemingly a happy family. And I think that is where probably things kind of took a detour, is that when they walk in a doctor's office, they're not the type of people that society has painted as the typical drug addict. But I think that's what we've learned now, and that's what my message and goal is to break that stigma, because everyone is touched by addiction. There's not a single person that I know that doesn't know someone that has been impacted by addiction. It's everywhere, and it's becoming an even more prevalent problem right now in the middle of this pandemic because of the isolation and because of everyone having to sort of isolate themselves from others, and that really can be a catalyst for addiction. And most people that are in recovery and that have suffered from addiction will tell you that isolation can be their own worst enemy.
Yeah, I had a family member that was in the same boat, and she had a doctor that was, it was like, you get a prescription. It's just like he was just throwing them out like confetti, and of course it came back to bite him, and I think he got
we've had to deal with it.
Arrested and all that stuff, So but anyway, yeah. So I know where you're coming. We didn't get to the point where you got. Everything was caught in time, but
Well, and I think that's where it's so important for people to be educated, because I think that's the one question I get. Did you have any idea that your parents were abusing their medication? And now looking back, now that I understand addiction, I do remember certain things that kind of pointed to them possibly having issues where, my dad would fall asleep at the drop of a hat. We would sit down on the couch on a Sunday after church, and literally he would just fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I was just like, well, he's had a long week at work. He's tired. Like, that's normal. But what I didn't realize is that, the medication, because both of them were taking OxyContin, and then my mom was prescribed fentanyl to try to help manage that, because that's more of a time-release medication. But, that's typically given to terminally ill patients. Neither of my parents were terminally ill. And not to mention, they were getting a 90-day supply of OxyContin in the mail. So, I mean, nowadays, when you go to a doctor, and this is kind of a thing that I remind people is, to sort of talk to your doctor about it. And if you're getting a prescription for something beyond, let's just say you have to go in for a small procedure or whatever it may be, you should be getting a very small dosage of that medication up front, and then, hey, let's reevaluate in 5 or 10 days, and if you need more or if we need to figure out your dosages and change that. But I think that the days of doctors prescribing, 30 days at a time or 60 or 90 days, are hopefully gone at this point, because it's so easy to get caught up in that. And I know so many people that say, I would never abuse medication. I don't feel that I need it, but everyone responds differently to it. And for me, opioid drugs make me extremely sick. I can't take anything with codeine in it without being in the bathroom, throwing up my breakfast. Sorry for the graphic explanation there. But
I'm allergic to codeine too.
On the flip side, there are so many people that experience that euphoria and that feeling of, oh my gosh, like my pain is gone. I want to feel this for the rest of my life. But the problem is there's consequences to that. And, I think that's sort of what we have to educate people on, is to understand, what's too much and what's enough, and what are some other coping mechanisms to help with the pain, instead of just immediately saying, I need that prescription drug. That's the only thing that's going to help me get through this.
Absolutely. Well, Lauren, we could talk to you all day, but we appreciate you coming on and especially talking about this. And we hopefully, if there's somebody out there that's having issues with that, hopefully your message right there will help them. And if they're having problems, they can seek help, for that.
Absolutely. Definitely, I'm on social media at Lauren Sisler. I also have a website at laurensisler.com. So if anyone, wants to reach out, has questions, wants any guidance at all, I work with some different nonprofits and might have some resources. So if anybody, is looking for help, or at least, to start that conversation and how they might be able to get involved in breaking this stigma and helping other people, feel free to reach out. But again, I appreciate you guys bringing me back on. I'm glad we were able to get through it today. Football season's about to kick off, so looking forward to that. And we'll continue to say our prayers that everyone gets through it happy, healthy, and safe, and that we keep moving forward.
And watch you on AL.com. I love the videos. I'm especially when you're talking Alabama football, girl. I'm there every time you're talking Alabama.
Yes, sir. I will be there. I've got you guys covered all season long.
Thank you,
dude. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate
Take care,
you.
Lauren.
All right. Y'all take care.
Thank you. That's Lauren Sisler from ESPN and AL.com. And we're going to take a break and be right back. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC.
When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands, Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter. From their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens. 256-566-5298. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627.
He's got a push. Backed up three. In! He got it! Three-pointer at the buzzer to win it! Unbelievable!
Join Play Action Sports for another season of Calhoun basketball. You can hear live action from men's and women's teams streamed on the PAS Plus app on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus or online at pasplus.net. Check out the online archives on the website or on your favorite podcast platform too. And listen for select games on Sundays at noon on WKAC Radio. Calhoun basketball from PAS Plus.
We're back now with more of our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our special guest on right now, former first baseman for the Yankees and the White Sox, not the other, and the first designated hitter. He's got a new book coming out called The Captain and Me. Give a warm Applebee's Tailgate Talk welcome to Ron Blomberg. Ron, I can't wait to talk to you, buddy.
Hey, big guy, it's wonderful to talk to you. And, you know, first thing, I love your southern accent like mine. Where are y'all located?
We're in North Alabama, just south of the Tennessee state line, central, right in the middle of the state, little town called Athens, Alabama.
Yeah, we're in the Huntsville area.
No, I know y'all. Hey, I'm from Atlanta, so you know what?
Okay. Yeah, you know that area. Then.
Well,
yeah, I'm a hillbilly from Atlanta, so you know I know everything about you. And you know, you're not too international, and you're not too
Okay. We're losing you again. Yeah. Are you moving the phone, putting it up under your chin, or? Wow.
Oh man. Have you got us on speaker or anything?
Yeah, you probably got the tornadoes here the next couple of days.
Oh.
Is it good?
Have you got a landline you can call us on?
Let me see. No. Is it? You want me to call you back?
Yeah.
If you got a landline.
If you got a landline, you can.
I don't have a landline.
You do? You do?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
Wow. You want me to call you back?
Yeah, you can try. We'll
give it a try.
Give it one more.
Give it one more shot, Ron.
Three strikes and we may be out.
This. I want to talk to this guy.
Me too.
George is on fire.
Maybe so.
Maybe it could be. It could be.
It's weird that it's good for a while and then goes south. So.
Yeah.
All right. We'll look. Okay.
Call us right back.
Man, oh man.
It's getting like pushing a rope up a hill. You know what I mean?
Can't lead a horse to water.
Exactly. The thing that I don't understand is we start off and it's beautifully clear, and then all of a sudden he turns into Charlie Brown school teacher.
All right, here we go again.
Try it again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That is beautiful. Start talking, Ron. Tell us about your book.
Okay, I'll start real quick. I appreciate you calling me, big guys. I know that I hope this is better than the last couple of times. But anyway, my book, I started on my book with my roommate for 5 years, Thurman Munson. It's called The Captain and Me, and it has not even gone out yet. It actually will go out to the public on April the 20th. But right now we are ranked number 10th in baseball books and on pre-sales. So I'm really excited about it. It's something where I'm a Georgia boy. I know I'm pretty close to where y'all are, and the book is it's a great book. It's a great read. It's not a typical baseball book, and what my stats and stuff. It's about a good two guys that are very, very close. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Bang the Drum Slowly. It's exactly like Bang the Drum Slowly, where it's a love story and also it's a baseball book. So I'm really, really excited about it.
Well, it's a good thing your name's not Tennille.
I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah.
My dad was a big Yankee fan, and me growing up in the early 70s, those World Series games with the Dodgers. Man.
Oh, man.
That was made for TV right there.
Oh, absolutely. My daughter graduated. I don't know if you're an Alabama fan or Auburn fan, but my daughter graduated from Roll Tide Roll.
Roll Tide.
Of course she did.
No, she Roll Tide Roll.
Yeah.
So I know I'm ready for baseball season starting, but I'm ready for the football season actually to start. But anyway, it's really exciting. I was very lucky in my life to play with the Yankees, and I was the number 1 draft pick in 1967 by the Yankees, and I got to do something what I wanted to do, was put the Yankee pinstripes on, and got to play with guys like Mickey Mantle and Catfish Hunter and Chris Chambliss and Mickey Rivers and the Oscar Gamble, who is from Montgomery, who was from Montgomery, but unfortunately he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very, very lucky to be able to play up in front of all the New York fans and to play on some great teams.
Right.
And that's what basically, yes.
Did you get to play with Bucky freaking Dent?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Bucky was my teammate for almost about 2 years. And I know the people up in Boston hated him.
They
but
hated
Bucky, they hated him. But, Bucky's a real good friend of mine. He lives down in Florida now. And during the season, unfortunately, with the virus that we had, we could not travel for the last last year we couldn't travel. And I don't know how much traveling we're going to be doing this year, but I would see Bucky probably once every couple of weeks doing engagements for the Yankee Steinbrenners up in New York. But I'm friends with all these guys. They're my brothers. Yes. So I was very, very lucky in my life to have great brothers like these people. And that's what made me start thinking about my book, about writing about Thurman. This book it's really not because I'm talking to you. The book is unbelievable. And everybody that has read the book, that has got devices from my from our publishing company up out of Chicago, love the book, and I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be a bestseller in the New York Times. That's what they project. So I'm really, really excited about people reading it. It's not just like I said before. It's just not a baseball book. It's you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and it's really, really a great read.
Well, I plan on pre-ordering it. I can't do it from a cell phone, but
me too.
Yeah, it's going to be a good read.
Ron, what was it like playing with Reggie?
What do you think? It's like Reggie is a different character. He's a different breed. He's a like a guy that he's like it, and you just don't know what he's going to bring that day. He's up and down like a roller coaster. But Reggie was, people always would always talk bad about Reggie. Reggie was a good athlete, and Reggie was a athlete that he did everything timing. Whenever you needed a home run, he would hit a home run. But he started, he's a very controversial type of guy. But but he was a great guy. He was a great teammate. But like I said before, you just don't know what you're going to get from each day. So the good part about him, every other week we would have a Reggie Jackson fist fight in the clubhouse. So that was fun. So, but it's funny. I just spoke to Reggie about a week ago, and he was going to get on my show, my Facebook show. But unfortunately, his schedule was very, very tight, and we're going to put him on it, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Now, Ron, how sad was it when the old stadium went down?
Excuse me?
How sad was it for y'all to see the old stadium tore down after they built a new one?
That was my house. That was my home. And that was like, if you had to tear down Bear Bryant Stadium.
Yeah.
That was the stadium. That was Yankee Stadium. Everybody knows about Yankee Stadium. Every person that tourists will go to New York, first thing they want to do is they want to see Yankee Stadium. And that was a house that Ruth built.
It was.
And I got to play in that. And then they redid the stadium. It's the same stadium, but they redid that. And we played up in Shea Stadium for a couple of years, and that was a hellhole. That wasn't a good place to play. So then, of course, the new stadium, of course, is that's a house that Jeter built.
Yeah.
And that house, I don't know if you ever have gone up to New York and seen the stadium. You got to go up there because it's like a museum. It's gorgeous. It's really a beautiful stadium. And y'all probably been to Atlanta Stadium, the new ballpark, but it's nothing. Yeah, but it's nothing like the new Yankee Stadium is just like it's it's a museum. But it's different the way that I played, because when I played, it was the old Yankees play there. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Whitey Ford, Yogi Berra, and all those guys. So it's really, really different.
So Ron, you were the first designated hitter. How did they approach you with that? Say, okay, Ron, listen, we're going to try something new for you here, man. We want you.
No, I screwed up the game in '73. And
no, I'm not blaming
on
you.
Screwed it up. I really messed up the game of baseball. If you look at it, 50% of the people love it, 50% of the people hate it. They had it last year because it was a very shortened season. Both leagues had it. It was very universal. Now what they are doing is not letting the National League, I don't think, have it this year for whatever reason. And basically how it started was in '73. They created the rules in '72. I was down in spring training down in Fort Lauderdale. I pulled a hamstring, and about four games before we were supposed to break camp to go up to Boston, and I knew that if I was going to go on the disabled list, I don't want to be like, I don't know if you know about the Lou Gehrig and the Wally Pipp, when Wally Pipp was the first baseman with the Yankees. And he went down, and Lou Gehrig took his position, and he never got his position back. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't I wasn't going to be in that type of situation. So I went up to Boston. They taped me like a mummy, and I played up in Boston, and I walked with the bases loaded. I became the first DH in Major League history. And look, it's 48 years later. 48 years later, they can't come to a solution to have a universal DH. Now they come in with different crazy rules in the game of baseball now, where, extra innings, they're going to have like a runner at second base. Now they're talking about robotics, having a robotic umpires. And I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the game of athletics has totally changed. If you look at football, you can't hit the quarterback. If you come close to them, they're going to throw you out. If you hit somebody too hard, They're going to flag you. I mean, the game of athletics, unfortunately, it became like a business. These guys are making Moogle bucks, and they don't want these guys to get injured. But the funny part about it, it's not funny, but they have more injuries now than what we had when we played.
You're right.
So when we're making like $15,000 a year, and these guys are making $7 to $10 million, and the average salary on the Yankees team with all these guys, if you equal them out, is almost about $16 million. And I remember in '73 when I played with the Yankees, they gave me a $500 raise, hitting $329. And then the next year I hit $311. They took my $500 back. And the next year I hit $301. They didn't even talk about raise to me. Nowadays, if you hit $140, you know they're going to give you $1 billion raise.
Yeah.
So I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, but I don't care. My team, we had the greatest organization in the world, and we had the greatest players in the world. And the guys that are still living, we're very, very close to.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS+, PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net. We're back now with more of our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk.
Trivia question. Last night, the Braves and the Twins were playing an exhibition game. And they were talking about the DH. You know who the last Minnesota Twins pitcher was to hit a home run?
I have no idea.
Jim Cott.
Who?
Jim Cott.
Oh, really? Jim did?
Yeah, it sure was.
He was a great athlete.
Well, he can throw that ball.
Oh, and you know what? I mean, hey, it's really, really crazy. I mean, they talk about it, and it's terrible what they need to have it. Last year was the first year that they had a guy to go in, Edgar Martinez, to go in as in the Hall of Fame. David Ortiz from Boston will probably be the next DH to go into the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, people don't realize it. It's the highest paid, one of the highest paid position in the game of baseball now.
And look what it did for Marcell Ozuna last year for the Braves.
Oh, yeah, it helped his contract negotiation pretty good. Coming out, he was just making $4 million a year, and now I think he just got a 4-year, like, $50 million contract.
Yeah.
I mean, what y'all need to do is after you speak to me, you need to take a lot of BP, a lot of batting practice.
I can still hit.
You need to get on the cage, and you need to start becoming a free agent. And hey, if you could survive, if you could breathe, you'll sign for $1 million, guys. So I mean, it is what it is now. I mean, hey, if you could breathe now, they'll pay you a lot of money.
I got to take batting practice last year in our new minor league ballpark. It's the kind of thing you pay for, and I can still hit. I'm 55. Just don't ask me to run or throw, but I can still hit the ball.
Yeah, I'm 72 years old, and next year I play up in Old Timers Day up in New York. I'm going to get one of those hover rounds, and I'm going to get one of those.
Get your hover round. There you go.
Yeah, hey, I'm not stupid. Hey, I'll be on every paper in the world. They're going to see me. I'm going to hit, and then I'm going to get on my seat, and my insurance will cover it. I think the insurance covers everything with the hover round. So what I'm going to do is hit the ball. I'm going to get on my hover round, and I'm going to start wheeling it down, taking wheelies down to first base. You don't think the people in New York will go crazy? They'll like that.
Yes, sir.
The people in New York will love that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I decided I'm going to do. My next time, I'm going to take my hover round, put it right next to me, hit the ball, and then I'm going to get on it and go down to first.
There you go.
You go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Somebody would push me off, and I could never get back on.
Well, how did you make it to the White Sox?
Well, I became a free agent in 70. After my year, after we won the World Series in 77, I became a free agent, went up to Chicago, and I played up there. Unfortunately, I was injured quite a bit. And I had 2 knees and 2 shoulder operations. I had 2 rotators. And at that particular time, the modern technology with medical was not the best in the world, to be honest with you. So basically, I was injured, even when I went up to Chicago. But I gave it all I had, and I went up there, did not have too good. I didn't have a good season. I couldn't play anymore. It's just like, you put Bo Jackson out there, you put Johnny Musso. For Alabama, you get Najee Davenport. I mean, if he's injured, it's only so long that he's going to be able to play. And that was what I was. And unfortunately, my career ended shortly afterwards, and I blew out. So when you become injured in professional athletics, it's very difficult to really come back.
And Ron, in New York, when did they start? When did the bleacher bums start doing the roster call? When did that start happening?
That was great. It was after me. I mean, when I played, if they start yelling your name, you better run underneath the shelter. If they start calling your name up in New York, you better run under a shelter.
Okay, Jay.
But these guys are, I mean.
Tom don't know what we're talking about, Bob. Tell him how it goes. What happens?
They right field, and whoever starts that game, they do the roll calls, and whenever they call your name out, you tip your hat or you give a salute. And, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's really, going to a game, let me tell you something. Going to a game in Yankee Stadium would be your greatest thrill, in athletics. It's really, when you go to Yankee Stadium, it's like going to, a national championship in Alabama. And you have all those people, and you have all the, it's incredible. But the New York fans are guys that they know sports. They love sports. They love the Giants. They love the Jets. The Mets or the Yankees. But the number one team up there are the Yankees.
Yeah.
And when you play up at Yankee Stadium, and when you get to dress in the locker rooms, and then you go and look at Yankee Stadium, it's nothing like it. Believe me. And I've been to every football stadium. I've been to every baseball stadium, but nothing like Yankee Stadium.
But, Ron, I was at a little place down in Juno Beach, Florida, called the Thirsty Turtle back in around 2004. Giambi played with the Athletics, and the Yankees and the Athletics were playing in a divisional playoff game. And the owner just opened it up and hosted everything. So we were in there in this big sports bar watching this game, and it was full of Yankees fans. Full of Yankees fans. It was the darndest thing I've ever heard in my life. It was screaming loud, F-bombs dropping all over the place. Yeah, bum! Yeah, stinking bum! And then when they tagged Giambi out there as he was crossing the plate, all he had to do was slide, and he was safe. And he just kind of lumbered across, and then the place went wild. It was an experience, Ron. So, yes.
No, let me tell you. Hey,
Yankees fans.
New York fans, hey, you're an Alabama fan, and, you got tons of Auburn fans also. But it's nothing like when you go up to New York, you're dealing with, 8 million people, 20 million people. And when you talk about Yankees, hey, you go down to Birmingham, but you go to Tuscaloosa, or you go to Auburn. Majority of the people, if they're not wearing an Auburn, Alabama hat or Alabama, they're wearing a Yankee cap. And that's what it is. It is what it is. And they got the biggest brand in athletics. You're just like the Cowboys. Everybody talks about the Cowboys. They got the Dallas Cowboys hat. Hey, if you go overseas, everybody wearing Yankee caps.
Yeah.
And they got the biggest brand in the athletics. And it's fun. I was very lucky to play on the greatest organization, the greatest teams, and to put on the greatest uniform in the world, the New York Yankees.
And we got a guy who played here locally at Calhoun, Jorge Posada, played for the Yankees.
Who was this?
Jorge Posada. He played at Calhoun Community College in baseball, and then he did? Yeah, here in Decatur.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Posada. He's gold up in New York. They love him up there. But he was you take this Dave Avery, the Maddox and the Smoltz and the Glavine. Now up in New York, you're talking about the David Wells and the Mike Messinas and the CCs and people like that. It's Posada was they loved him.
Yeah.
He was gold up there. Here's a guy that went to junior college, and he became very, very close with Jeter. They're very, very close friends, and they made a fortune. And if you look at Posada's bank account, I guarantee it's close to $100 million in it. So he did pretty good. He did pretty good.
My sister's best friend hates it to this day that she didn't go out on that date with him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of girls in Alabama. They didn't want to go out with him. Now, he would have anything and everything what he wanted.
Well, now, we're all Braves fans, right?
Yeah.
No.
You're not? Okay. Well, okay.
His
We've got
mama
one.
is. His
Oh,
mama
okay.
is.
Yeah.
3 of us are Braves fans. By the way, 3 of us are Alabama fans. 1 is an Auburn fan here. But
Where?
Me, buddy.
But anyway, you played.
You could go take the bird home. The bird was I'll make sure that you go to Auburn. The bird will fly on you. You could take him home.
Hey, that's a big old bird.
The eagle.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Finish. What you're
Speaking
gonna
of the
say, Tim.
Braves, though, you played with a guy that we're all familiar with, Bobby Cox.
Oh yeah, Bobby was. I don't know if you ever had an opportunity to meet Bobby, but Bobby was a gem. He was my roommate in Syracuse, New York. I was coming up. I was like 19 years old in AAA, and he was down in AAA with the Yankees. He came over from the Atlanta Braves, and he became my roommate there. And then he went up to New York for like a year or two to play up in New York. And look what he did up in Atlanta. The people loved him. He had a stroke, and
Yes.
And he's been struggling for the last a couple of years, and he was probably one of the nicest human beings I've ever met, and he was he was great to everybody. I mean, just not to his players, but to the fans, and he was gold in Atlanta, and he's like Nick Saban, and but he's probably more well liked across the state than Nick is. Bobby is well liked anywhere and everywhere Bobby goes. People love him.
That's right. Ron, it's been such a great time talking to you, but it's time for us to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, go and pre-order The Captain and Me by Ron Blomberg. It's going to be a great read. I'm getting mine. Jay's getting his.
Yeah.
So let's
Teach me how to read, and I'll get mine.
You teach her to read. Hey, one more thing.
Yes, sir.
My English teacher will roll over in her grave to know that I've written a book because I barely passed English. That's number one. But let me give you, if people want to pre-order, let me tell you where to pre-order. You go to Amazon, the pre-order, or what you can do is go on my website. It's very simple. It's Ron Blomberg. Bloomberg is 1-0. 1-0 is BLOMBERG. RonBloomberg.com. And you could go and you could get a book. I'll sign it for you. And it's believe me, it's a great book. A great book. It's great talking with y'all, big guys.
Hey, I sent you a friend request, Ron, so don't turn me down, brother. I'm
never going to turn you down. I'm never going to turn you down.
Roll Tide.
Hey, send me some squirrel stew. I would love it.
Dude, don't tempt me. I'll have you plenty. Thanks, Ron. Great talking to you, buddy.
Stay safe.
Great talking with y'all, big guys. Enjoy yourself. Thanks, big guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, man. The things we get to do here. I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Be listening for Limestone County area high school basketball this season from Play Action Sports. Hear coverage of girls and boys action from ABS, Ardmore, Clements, East Limestone, Elkmont, James Clemens, Lindsay Lane, Tanner, and West Limestone online at pasnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device or on your Play Action Sports app. Afterwards, you can download each game from the archives or stream it on demand. While you're there, check out our schedule of upcoming games. Limestone County area high school basketball from Play Action Sports. Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
We've got the our main man, mental game coach, Shayne McGowan, on the line again with us. He's a regular on the Tailgate Talk. But is this the third or fourth time, Shayne?
Been a while.
Yes, sir. I think it's been about 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was 3 times. You, immediately, if y'all can't tell, this guy's from Canada, right? Is it?
Yes, I am. I reside up here in Canada, but originally I'm from L.A.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
Los Angeles or Lower Alabama?
Los Angeles. Sorry, I'm on the West Coast.
It's a good joke that we have here.
You're
Jimmy
right.
Buffett
yeah, if I remember right, you're a Raiders fan, right, Shane?
Oh, I am. I hate to say it, but I am. I followed them from when they went from Oakland to L.A. to Oakland, and now we're off to Vegas.
Yeah. Hey, is that stadium in Vegas not something else?
That is awesome.
The Death Star.
Yeah. That thing is gorgeous. That thing is absolutely gorgeous, man. I tell you, and I was so hoping to get an opportunity to get in there this season, but I mean, as things are happening, it doesn't look like it. But that place is just unbelievable.
Yeah, Shane, I got to see it before it was complete, and it was, you could tell it was just like a beast just being ready to be unleashed. It is a very nice place.
I was down there in January for a fight, and I got a good view of it and stuff like that. And I was also at the T-Mobile for a game and stuff. And I tell you, man, Vegas is doing it right. There's no question about that. They're doing it right out there.
Absolutely. Well, we were discussing before the show started, everybody knows the big word, COVID, contact tracing, stay at home, stay inside, don't go outside. And, what we're hearing on television is that mental health is suffering from people who are staying inside. I mean, domestic abuse is happening. Alcoholism is on the rise.
Depression.
Depression. I mean, and then we talk to a guy like you that's a mental game coach. I mean, what would you tell somebody who's listening and just going, well, I'm going through this same type deal? What kind of advice would you give them?
All right, you know what? Look, there's no question about that. I mean, since this whole thing happened way back in March and has transferred now 6-7 months plus, and people have lost jobs, things have gone all over the place. You're being quarantined. You don't know what's happening, what's next. We lose sports for how long at the beginning as well. It really affected all of us in so many different ways. And you're right. The abuse has gone up with alcoholism, domestic violence, everything like that. And like I said, it's one of these things right now where you got to take that step back and catch your breath and just say, okay, you know what? I need to just kind of get myself in tune with me and realize that I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it through this. We are all going to make it through this. But I got to work on myself as well. That's the unfortunate thing. You got to work on yourself. You got to figure out what's going to make you happy to get through this. A lot of people have taken up to reading. A lot of people have taken up other little crafts type of things like that because they know if they got to stay at home, what they can do to work on that. And like I said, thank goodness for technology, for people being able to Zoom, FaceTime, all this other stuff like that. Would be even more lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, I've had lots of different calls from people, Zooming, talking, and that's all it is. Sometimes you just need to hear from your neighbor. You just need to hear from other people or other family members around the country or wherever else around the world and just say, listen, how you doing? You know what I mean? Just reach out and touch out a little bit just so that we can all feel good about what's happening and how I can help myself also get better, but also help others too. You might be the best right now. You might have the greatest energy out there. Spread that. Give that to a lot of other people too. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do as we start moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, Shayne, that's how, back in March, we couldn't get together and do our show. We couldn't get into Applebee's. And so, we just had to do Facebook, thanks to Tim, through Facebook Messenger. We were doing our show, we look like the Brady Bunch. We were doing it Facebook Messenger, and doing it like that, and we were getting our guests on, but it just wasn't the same, we didn't have that, because we enjoy being together as a group, and it kind of, wasn't the same, but, we were still able to do it, but, and it's still, at my workplace, now we're still only like 10%, maybe capacity, and I'm the me and another guy. I work from home one week and then go in the building one week, and I haven't seen my boss in 6 months. We're only working half capacity, less than half capacity, and we're going to do like that for the rest of the year. And there's a lot of workplaces that are doing like that. This is becoming people don't like this word, the new normal. People are learning, hey, I can work from home now, and that's the way it's doing it. But you don't have the feeling of working together, and you're doing phone calls every day, doing meetings from home. You're putting on your headsets and doing that. I don't like it, Shayne. I like to see people. I like to be around people.
And that's, exactly. And this is something where people are trying to figure out and say, you know what? I appreciated all those things way back. I literally appreciated having my colleagues there, other people around me, and now it's kind of taken away. And you start to think about, man, I sure missed that. I sure missed a lot of these things. And now you got to adjust. Everything is about adjustment, right? It's how we deal with adversity and everything like that. So, I mean, this is what we got to try to figure out in everybody's workplace, everybody's job. We went through the same thing when I was with our Sunday show on ESPN up in New Jersey. I do it by call, but those guys couldn't get in studio either. So we were doing the same thing on Zoom, bam, and then sending it out. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But now, now that they're back in studio and everything like that, they feel so much better. But yet you still forgot, man, I missed a lot of these things. And now I have to be creative as I move forward. You know what I mean? And that's what I told a lot of people at the beginning. When this all happened, this is the time for everybody to be creative. Take down things. Write a journal. Have notes. Look back at this after, because like I said, when things do slowly get back to a better norm in some ways, you got this to look back at and say, you know what? Maybe I could write a book. Maybe I could give notes to some other people and help them out if this happens again or whatever it might be. So, like I said, now's the time to really be very creative.
And also, which I'd say, rather than being the guy that's the one getting depressed, or we can also use ourselves as a light to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because not everybody's depressed, not everybody's having a good time. Maybe we can reach out and also help other people.
And that's what I mean. We can all do a small part in some ways, right? And that's what it comes. And if you're a tight-knit community, if you're a tight-knit group, you really got to stick together and show. And you also, by doing that, and you show everybody else around the country and around the world exactly what we can do.
Exactly. Any new guys you're working with now that you can talk about for some of our listeners to say, well, okay, well, who's Shayne McGowan? Who's he working with? What's he do? Kind of thing.
Or any teams?
Our teams.
Well, let's put it this way. Like I said, with my client confidentiality, but I have worked with a few guys in the UFC. I just got back, like I said, from when I was out there at the Tyson Fury fight when he fought in boxing and stuff like that. I have a couple of Texans that I'm working with there too. So they need a little bit of help, but it's all good. It's all good out there, and a few other college kids. But like I said, NHL is winding down. Major League Baseball, we still got a couple out there and things. So I work with everybody that there is. You know what I mean? In that way, I don't go to a specific team at this particular time, right? So that's why I can keep doing what I'm doing. But like I said, man, I work with everybody and love it, and it's the best thing in the world because we all need to understand that we're all the same. We got to wake up, we got to be positive, and we got to get out there and do our thing and enjoy life and not take it for granted and appreciate everything that's around us.
Every day, every breath, every single minute of it, buddy.
Because that's what it is. A lot of people just don't appreciate what you have until things like this happen, and then, like he said, people just sitting at home and feeling down and out, and then like today we're here at a car show, Shane, and people are just out enjoying the sunshine and being around people, and you just see smiles on people's faces. It's just like they're just glad to be outside enjoying life again.
It's sunshine, low humidity, maybe 60 degrees. I don't know how that translates into Celsius, but it's beautiful out here. It's a nice, beautiful day, and that's what I mean. More walks, more outdoor, enjoy, embrace.
And Tennessee's not as tight on the regulations or restrictions, so we can actually see the smiles on people's faces.
We don't have to wear masks all the time like we do in Alabama.
Exactly.
Our governor our governor's an older lady, which we like her, but her term has affectionately become Meemaw because she's like the grandmother that's making everybody wear masks all the time. So we still love her, even though we call her Meemaw.
And that's what you want. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you want. That's awesome and amazing, and you love that part, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's in all over. People listening in, don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, and everybody like that.
Yeah, and that's what we got to do. But Shane, I mean, you just got me pepped up. You got me.
I know. I'm ready to go
that's what I needed today. That's why I'm glad we had you back on. So you got me ready, got me fired up, Shane. Made me feel better. So
I'm ready to go crank up the charcoal grill and grill a couple of ribeyes by 3/4 inch.
I'm ready to watch some Alabama football now, Shane. So.
Hey, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Get the pit going. Games are flying, which is so fortunate for all of us right now. And just enjoy and just sit back on a nice Saturday and enjoy that, because that's what it's all about, man. I tell you, I love that whole idea. I love my Saturdays, and I'm glad that we can still keep some sports still happening and doing what they're doing, because that's the entertainment that we need. And you guys are doing an amazing job on air. You're letting everybody out there know that, hey, listen, we're going to do great. Let's enjoy. Let's talk some sports, and let's have some fun.
Let's talk about people's kids. That's their most favorite topic.
Hey, well, Todd gave us some bad news, though. He said Cam Newton tested positive for the virus, and now they're going to – apparently the Patriots and the Chiefs game is going to be postponed or delayed now. They're not going to play it now because of – I don't know if it's more than Cam Newton now that's got the virus. So
I guess they got to go back and see who all he had contact with.
And the Titans game, it got postponed for
now
the Steelers game. So
I got to go with just my fantasy football roster.
No, Tim's fantasy football team got messed up now just because of it, Shane. See, now you got to get him all fired up now because he's all down and out. We
got to pick Tim up. Tim's crying over here.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, look I'll tell you, man. This weekend. Put it this way: this weekend, this college football, I think it's going to be a great college weekend of football. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of good games out there, and you got some very surprising teams right now that I'm impressed with. So we're gonna have some good football this weekend.
Yeah, hey, we're as soon as we get off this radio show, I'm heading home, and that's what I'm planning on doing, watching some college football.
I'm ready for Big Ten to be started. I'm one of the few guys that actually, respect the Big Ten. Todd the Bod does not respect the Big Ten, but
we're SEC guys down here, brothers. So.
Yeah. I've got friends up in Central Ohio, so I like to keep an eye on the Buckeyes in Michigan, Wisconsin.
Well, I got family down in Florida, so I mean,
really?
And I've always been so down in the Pensacola area. So
yeah, the Gators are looking good right now.
I know they're quite shocking to me this season. They're good team. They got a lot of talent out there, and same as my guys at the U.
The U are very surprising really right now.
My boy Rhett Lashley, the offensive coordinator, come from Auburn, is down there at the U.
I forgot about that.
And he's doing an outstanding job as offensive coordinator right now.
Yeah, they got him a quarterback now. So yeah, the U. I got a buddy who grew up. He's an Alabama guy, but he grew up like in the U, and so they're definitely playing good.
No, I went to USC, and my cousin was at the U and stuff, and I was like, oh man, they had it going on back then.
Oh,
so
yes, absolutely.
Now they're coming back in, but like I said, your Alabama is looking strong. Looking strong.
Shayne, I feel better just having you on the show, man. You just picked me up.
You turned our day around, bro.
Turned our day around.
So when we're down and out, we'll just pick up the phone and we'll give you a call.
That's all you guys got to do. I'm always there for you guys. You know that.
There you go, brother. We know who to call.
Go Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. Go Raiders. I love it.
My buddy, he's a Raiders fan, so I'll tell him every time he fills out, we'll just give him your phone number to call you.
You got it, my man. You got it.
All right, brother.
Take care, Shayne. See you, buddy.
Right,
Thanks for joining us.
See you, Shayne.
Guys.
All right, brother.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Mental game coach Shayne McGowan. I tell you what, he is a motivator of all motivators right there.
And he's a fit guy, too.
He's
I want him in a fight. If I'm getting in trouble, I want him beside me.
There you go. We're all smiling over here right now.
We sure are.
Thanks, Shayne. We needed that, bud.
You've been listening to the best of Tailgate Talk. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.